Hi guys, I'm back to talk about some more historical fiction. Surprise, surprise. I just finished Philippa Gregory's new book, Three Sisters, Three Queens. I have read a lot of Philippa Gregory's work, and I had a discussion in the bookstore the other day about how she's just like a really great historical fiction writer. And I definitely know that she takes for granted some historical facts. Like if you've read the other Boleyn Girl, she swaps the ages of Anne and Mary Boleyn, but whatever, she's still good at what she does. She knows the material that she's working with, and I think that she has a really strong grasp of these characters from another time. So I don't mind that she takes some historical liberties, and I don't tend to, it's historical fiction. I don't treat her books like factual learning experiences. So with that in mind, Three Sisters, Three Queens is another return to the Tudor world, except kind of taking a new spin on it. She talks about the Tudor world from before Arthur dies, and it's supposedly about the intertwining lives of Margaret Tudor, the eldest Tudor daughter, Mary Tudor, the youngest Tudor daughter, and Catherine of Aragon. The back of the book, if you read it, bills this like, since it's an intertwining story, it's like specifically about how all of their lives, like they say that they're sisters, but they end up being three different queens, and you know, as queens they're expected to try and keep a peace, but their countries are constantly at war, or you know, their fortunes go up, they go down, they're all trying to produce sons, but it means different things. It's just, I had no idea how intertwined, especially Margaret and Catherine, how their relationship must have just been strained and connected over the course of their lives. And that was the really interesting thing that I got out of this book. But the problem was that since it's intertwining, I expected the narrative, the voice to intertwine as well. I expected POV changes, and there wasn't any. I started this book on audio a while ago and could not keep listening because the only narrator throughout the whole book is Princess Margaret, who goes on to be Queen of Scotland, and she's a prat. She is an absolute spoiled brat, and it shows, and it was so annoying over audio because, I mean, you know, the voice actress had to act out the part of a spoiled brat, and it starts when Margaret's rather young, so like, of course she's gonna be a whiny spoiled brat, and man, that was not a fun thing to listen to. So I, you know, quit the audiobook, wanted to go back to it because I thought, oh, eventually in the story, like, we're gonna get other POVs, right? Because it's the intertwining story. It would be most interesting if, nah, it's all Margaret. And Margaret, to the end of the book, is whiny and spoiled. Even after she goes through so many crazy loop-de-loops in her life, is a whiner. And she is so entitled. And it made slogging through this book so hard because even when you feel like she's learned a lesson about her pride or learned a lesson about her sense of entitlement, she goes right back around to the same old lines, and you didn't get the depth of connection because, like, there's a scene in the beginning when Catherine goes to Margaret and she's like, we are sisters now, Tudor princesses, like, we'll always be there and support for each other. And I mean, this is not a spoiler alert, this is historical fact. Catherine directs troops that go on to kill Margaret's husband, the King of Scotland, leaving her a widow. And like, they have to continue to have a relationship like in peace and war, and it's crazy. And you just keep thinking, so what is Catherine thinking about this? And you don't get that at all. And Mary is really more tangential. I think it's really about Catherine and Margaret, but like, it would have been so much more interesting to actually, you know, show that as opposed to just hear Margaret whine and whine and whine and whine and whine. So yeah, On the one hand, I really loved it because it was a different angle. I don't think that Margaret and Mary Tudor are really ever that explored. Even in anything that I've read really about the Tudors, they're kind of silent partners because they go out, they get married off. They're not really important. Mary Tudor is vaguely important later because she marries Charles Brandon, and it's like her children become important. But again, the connection that these princesses make outside of it, not really talked about. So I like that. I like the intertwining narrative idea, but it was not executed well. And if you go to read this, you just have to be prepared to deal with Margaret. And I know that I keep saying it over and over again, but oh my God. Oh my God. Don't listen to it on audio if you can't stand whiny people. I mean, the voice actress does a good job, but also blech. I ended up speed reading through the last part of it because I wanted to know how it ended, but I was sick and tired of Margaret. So, yeah, if you like Philippa Gregory, I mean, I definitely wouldn't discount it because it has her, you know, good writing, good grasp of history, but like, it's not one of her books that I would be like, read that one if you want to read Philippa Gregory. I would be like, actually, you should probably skip that one. So yeah, very disappointing. I think I ended up giving it like 2 stars, just because, like, man, no one wants to read a whiny character. No one needs a whiny character to narrate. What is this? Hold on. Like 400, 500 pages. Why? Anyways, I'm done. I actually read some books, guys. They weren't great, but I read a book. So that's the important bit, I guess. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!